Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
So check it out. The D6 Squad has merch now. We got hoodies, tees, mugs, whatever you need. Check it out. Link in the description. What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. So there's been a lot of news. I haven't made a specific video about Golden Tate getting cut, David Mayo getting cut. Kind of expected that to happen. But there's been some news that's come out. Kevin Zeitler is rumored to be on the trading block. He's rumored to be, if he doesn't get traded, he's going to be cut to save that $12 million I think we saved by cutting him. Will Hernandez has been rumored to be on the cutting block. And then when you think about it, we're thinking that we're making these moves so we can, go out and get some other players. But as we're looking at it right now, Jordan Raanan, I mean, this is the most official kind of cap number I could get. Jordan Raanan says the Giants are just around $3 million in cap space. So that's nothing. We need about $9 million for our rookie class. We need about $9 million for that. So we know that there's some more cuts that need to happen. Leonard Williams is still in talks with the Giants about, getting that long-term deal. So who knows what his cap hit will be that first year of his contract. We're looking at bringing in someone like a Curtis Samuel or even a third-tier guy like a Tim Patrick if he's a free agent, or like a Aguilar. So there's a lot of things we're looking at with $3 million in cap space. So I think it's time to be realistic right now. First, I'll get into the Zeitler situation. Kevin Zeitler is our best offensive lineman. I would think it would be first Kevin Zeitler, then probably Nick Gates, and then a close third will be Andrew Thomas. Everything else is up in the air. So if you get rid of your best offensive lineman, first of all, you're going to have to replace him. So you're going to have to at least spend probably half of that $12 million to go get a starting level guard. If you don't spend half of that on that guard, you're going to have to spend a top 3 pick in this draft. A top, your first round, second round, third round. One of those picks are going to have to be a guard because you need someone who's at least a starting level kind of guy. Wyatt Davis is a name that's been in the second round. But I don't think Wyatt Davis is going to make it to the Giants' second round pick. I think that will be a steal. And I think we could use that pick to go in other directions, like a Jalen Phillips if he happens to be there, like an Oweh if he falls. I think either Oweh or Phillips will be there. Of course, this changes if one of them goes in the first round, but I think Oweh or Phillips will be there in the second round. So that will be something that I will be looking at that pick. A Pat Freiermuth could fall there. One of the receivers could fall there if we end up not going receiver in the first round. So I think cutting Zeitler opens more holes than it's worth. Now, I'm assuming that the Giants have gone out and talked to Kevin Zeitler, and they said, listen, we want to get your cap number down this year. Can we push this money back? Can we extend you? Maybe Kevin Zeitler wants to retire soon and he doesn't want to push that money back because he's scared that he won't get it, because that happens a lot in the NFL. They restructure deals, they push money back, and those players never see that money. So Zeitler probably wants to make sure he gets his money as soon as possible. He may be thinking about retiring, next year. Who knows? So I'm guessing that he wasn't cooperative. If he's not, he's getting paid $12 million. That's a lot. Or he's getting paid, I think, a little bit more. But we saved $12 million by cutting him. And I understand that. But what are we going to replace him with? The same thing with Leonard Williams. What are we replacing him with? It seems like we're going to have to let him walk at this point because we just don't have the money. We just simply don't have the money to pay Leonard Williams and do other things that might be more crucial to the advancement of the team. That's just, getting a backup veteran quarterback, getting that, I'm thinking we're probably going to bring in at least one veteran cornerback. Maybe it's going to be a veteran's minimum at this point. But I think we're creating a huge hole if we're going to go out here and cut Kevin Zeitler. So then after I got the news on Kevin Zeitler maybe being cut or traded, I start hearing about Will Hernandez getting cut or traded. Now, Will Hernandez hasn't been the best offensive lineman for us, but he's been solid. He's not the best pass protector. We know that. Maybe he's someone that we look to replace in the draft. But not just cutting him and Zeitler. That way, you have Matt Parrott, who might have to start at tackle because of everything else we're doing. I mean, I don't know where we're going to get that tackle. So you're looking at Parrott, who might be starting to tackle. He has the veteran next to him. Andrew Thomas played a lot next to Will Hernandez. He played a lot next to Shane Lemieux, but Shane Lemieux isn't the best pass blocker. So I mean, you have two real gaps that you might create by cutting both of those guards. I mean, if you cut Hernandez, you save like $2 million. So I don't see the value of that. And I think maybe the best thing to do at this point, with everything we need to do to save money, I think maybe the best thing is you're trading Evan Ingram. I think you have to trade Evan Ingram because you're going to get a 4th round pick, I think you get a 4th round pick for Ingram. If you can get a 3rd round pick, that's perfect. That way you can replace that guard. Tight end is a position that you can just find someone. You can roll Caden Smith out there as long as the rest of the offense is competent. You can roll Caden Smith out there and just have a blocking tight end behind Caden Smith. You can take Kyle Pitts in the 1st round and take that receiver with that 3rd or 4th round pick. So I think trading Evan Ingram allows us to be a lot more flexible. One, it frees up $6 million in cap space. I still want to get Kevin Zeitler's cap number down, but that Evan Ingram cut or trade, preferably, I don't really want to cut him because we don't really get much out of it. But the trade frees up the $6 million in cap space, and it gives us a mid-round pick. At the very least, it'll give us a mid-round pick. If someone wanted to be crazy and offer us a 2nd or a 3rd for Evan Ingram, thank you. It gives us that, which allows us to either replace that space with an offensive lineman or with a wide receiver, and I mean maybe even an edge rusher. So now that I think about it, if we cut Evan Ingram or if we trade Evan Ingram for that 3rd round pick, we can cut Zeitler. We can trade Zeitler because that hole that Zeitler creates can be replaced by one of those picks that we trade Evan Ingram for. We can package Evan Ingram and trade up to take a Wyatt Davis. Like maybe we package Ingram, with a 3rd round or with the 5th round pick that we get for Zeitler. We use Zeitler. We use the 5th rounder, another pick probably next year, and Evan Ingram trade up into the 1st round and take a Wyatt Davis. So I don't think we can get rid of Zeitler without a plan. Now, I like Matt Fiedler. I like Gabe Jackson. And I like Kelechi Osemele. But first off, I think Osemele is going to get close to what Zeitler already was getting paid. He's coming off of a major injury, too. Gabe Jackson, I mean, sure. Matt Fiedler is probably my number 1 offensive line I'm looking at because he can play guard and he can play tackle. So I think if we get Matt Fiedler, then that opens up things for, in the draft, you can pretty much do whatever you want because if you take a guard high, in the 2nd or 3rd round, you can just move Matt Fiedler to right tackle. If you take a tackle high, you just put him at guard because you're going to have that hole from Zeitler. But at the end of the day, the Giants have $3 million in cap space. They're going to have to get really creative. They're going to have to be creative with what they pay people this year because they're not going to be able to front load any deals. They might have to approach guys like Bradbury and Martinez to extend them so they can get some of that cap back. They're going to have to look at if they want to cut Riley Dixon. They're going to look like if they want to have to trade Evan Ingram. If they need to, I like Logan Ryan here, but that $7 million in cap space this year that he's taken up could have been used for more pressing needs. I understand we have 3 safeties a lot, but I feel like we could have used that $7 million this year. But the Giants are going to have to make a lot of decisions. They're going to have to show why Kevin Abrams is getting paid the big bucks to manage this cap. Because, I mean, even if we get rid of a Zeitler, that gets us to about, $15 million in cap space. And then you trade Ingram, that'll give you $18 million in cap space. So it seems like at this point, we might not be able to keep Leonard Williams or Dalvin Tomlinson. It's really, getting to that point now. But it's just a mix. It's just a mixed bag of just everything at the same time. Next week, or I think it's next week or 2 weeks, free agency is going to start. We'll see where the team is at that point. And at this point, all we can do is just wait and see. I'm thinking you have to trade Evan Ingram. Trading Evan Ingram is the key to getting those draft picks that will allow you to replace a guy like Zeitler, or replace a guy like Dalvin Tomlinson, or even replace a guy like Leonard Williams. Because you just, where are the replacements coming from? It seems the space we're in now, I mean, the space we're at now, it's like it's nothing we can do. The team looks like they're going to have to take a step back. So make something happen. Dave Gettleman, Evan Ingram should be on the trading block with picks, whatever you got to do to get some of those picks back to help this team at least stay the same at some key positions. So you guys let me know what you think of this offseason. What direction do you think we should go to get out of this cap situation that everything in this world has caused? Let me know. So if you made it this deep into the video, I'm calling you a D6 Squad member. If you're a D6 Squad member, you got to hit that subscribe button. You got to turn on that notification bell. And listen, I make all kinds of content for NFL teams. So if you're not a Giants fan, don't worry. I'll cover your team. If I'm not covering your team, let me know. And have a good one.